Black folks. So the Trump administration is really imploding. Let me explain that and walk you through what that looks like. So when I say imploding, I'm talking about he's lost 45 out of 46 cases. He's also been in a situation where Elon is lost in the last 24 hours. He put tens of millions of dollars into the largest state Supreme Court case ever, in the largest case in any judicial branch level ever into Wisconsin, and he lost. And thank goodness he did. So the Supreme Court in Wisconsin stays 4-3, majority liberal, Democratic. Okay. Then there's been a case where Elon's concerned, and he's pretty much revealed it in an interview because he's a horrible interviewer. And so he's talking about, he's speaking the silent part out loud, talking about his fear, not pay attention to this, his fear on Trump administration getting impeached. Now, why are you talking about that on TV? Because one, it could happen. And two, he knows. He knows. I'll say one word for you: election. Stealing the you know what. So he knows what's going on. And he basically admitted it right there on the media. And so here's a guy talking about, oh, well, we could have problems with the election. Yeah, you can have problems. Interesting you brought that up. He's speaking about his own guilt. So I'm looking at it from a perspective of, okay, this is a win-win, but he's also confirming things that we already knew. The other thing that's happening with their administration is that they're in trouble with all these legal battles. Now the courts have said, out of those 45, one of them said, hey, boom, you cannot be suing other law firms. Unheard of. Going after all other law firms with the DOJ, that's unconstitutional. That hasn't done anything but represent people in court and, basically pursue justice. So you can't just go after them for pursuing justice. But the reason they're concerned about that is because they know they're going to lose the majority of these cases. How do we know? They're losing right now. Okay, they won 1 out of 46 cases. So when I see people freaking out over the latest thing that Trump did, or he did this, I keep bringing that up, and that doesn't include all of the Dunsky stuff they're doing, like Signalgate, like finding out that national security people are basically communicating on Gmail. It goes on and on and on. Or accidentally deporting American citizens. Who is, what? And I told people this was happening, and they're like, well, they won't make that much mistakes. And yeah, they will. You just don't know anything. The reality is, we're watching this happen, and what I'm telling black folks is this. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm telling black folks this. It comes down to this. How many people can we gather together and start to begin to create our own powered communities where we are not doing the coalition thing anymore? We've learned 160-year history, even as of late of the last 10 years, because we didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. When people didn't vote in mass numbers for Hillary Clinton, that's where this nut job came in. And the first thing he did in his first term was get rid of affirmative action for colleges and other big things he did. He cut the money in half, HBCUs, claiming, I gave $1 billion, blah, blah, HBCU. We're like, no, fool, we know how much you really gave us. Stop playing. Because Obama gave more money. And Biden was supposed to give more money if he had won if he had run. I keep thinking about that. Or if Clinton had won, but then you cut that money in half claiming you're giving us a lot. No. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that we understand that we coalition with each other. We understand we're not going to that march on Saturday. Some of you might go. I'm telling you, stay your butt home. You ain't need to do that. We've done enough marching. We've done enough fighting. Let them learn the lessons of our forefathers and mothers. Think about that for a minute. Have I earned your subscription? If so, please subscribe here on Darren Monroe Politics. If you're on Instagram, definitely subscribe over to YouTube because I give a lot more info to YouTube because they let me. They let me put a lot more info out. They're a little more freer with letting me be boisterous in my thoughts.